If you know me very well, you know that I'm going to go a long way for a good prank. When I was dating Lisa, one of the things that I let her know was that I think I'm funnier than I really am, and it gets me in trouble, and there's a lot of truth to that. But I'll go a ways to carry off a good prank. I don't know if you're familiar with the story, but I love this. As far as pranks go, this is unbeatable. In 1954, the British Broadcasting Company over in England, their primary evening news anchor ran a story that the spaghetti crop that year had been one of the best spaghetti crops ever harvested. And they showed pictures of these women harvesting spaghetti from the vines. And he went on and on about this bumper crop of spaghetti. And now you have to realize that in the 1950s, spaghetti wasn't an everyday meal for the British. You might go and find it at an Italian restaurant if you could afford to do that. But they were still recovering from World War II, and this wasn't something that they were incredibly familiar with. So after this story, it was an April Fool's Day, by the way, after this story, the BBC did get a few letters and a few phone calls from people who thought that the serious news show should have been above such a thing and talking about such a story. But the fun part is that they were inundated, and Italian restaurants throughout London were inundated with people who wanted to know how they could get their own spaghetti plants so they could grow their own spaghetti. And they wanted to know if they could go and eat this freshly harvested spaghetti to see what it was like. And the prank obviously went down in history as one of the best ever done. History's full of elaborate pranks and things people do to make others laugh. Some of these pranks are fairly labor-intensive, fairly expensive, kind of costly by the time people get done investing in setting them up. But my question this morning is, how far would you go to pull off the greatest prank ever? How far would you go to pull off the greatest hoax that's ever been played on people? Would you invest your own money? How much would you invest? I've spent some money pulling off pranks. Would you allow yourself to be arrested? Would you allow yourself to be killed to pull off a prank? Would you allow yourself to be killed after you were tortured